and today we're going to be doing a quick review, off the cuff review, for Willful Child by Steven Erikson. Steve, let's chat here. You're a good friend. I've read all your stuff. I've read This River Awakens, and I loved it. Beyond the obvious Malazan stuff. I've read that's that free story you put up about hockey guys in Canada. That was good. I've read The Devil Delivered and Other Tales. Love them. And all the Bacallian Cobra Brooch stuff. And I've read Rejoice, A Knife to the Heart, and I loved it. And now I'm reading Willful Child. I just finished it last week, right? So, Steve, we gotta talk here. How can you go ahead and make an almost perfect parody of Star Trek? It's too much. It's so immersed in the Star Trek pathos, and we're talking OG Star Trek here. We're not talking all the latest stuff, especially the modern stuff. We're talking Captain Kirk all the way. So, in the book, his name is Hadrian. That's irrelevant. Most of the other names are funny plays on stuff. But Steve, it was so immersed into the Star Trek lore, so much of a parody, so much of an in-joke, that I am quite familiar with Star Trek. I wouldn't say I'm a huge nerd or a mega fan or anything like that, but I've seen the movies and I've seen a lot of the episodes, the original OG episodes. I've seen a lot of the Next Generation too. And a lot of this stuff in Willful Child was quite beyond me. I know you could just feel the references to something else mainly because I got a lot of them. I was familiar with what was going on in the story to understand that, oh yeah, this is from a particular episode that I remember, or oh yeah, that's from the movie and the first Star Trek movie. And I was like, yeah, that's vaguely familiar. All this stuff is right on the cusp of plunking at those little memory strings that just that I didn't even know existed. So it's amazing that a parody text can do that. This is stuff I watched back in the 80s. That's a long time ago, and I haven't rewatched it. I haven't memorized it. I know some of those mega nerds out there, Star Trek fans, which you might be one of them there, Steve. Cheers to that. They have lines memorized, they have episodes numbers memorized, they know every little aspect of every little Star Trek trivia you can possibly imagine. This book is for them. It really is. It's there. And there was a lot of times I am chuckling to myself when I'm reading this book, going, oh yeah, that's kind of funny. Oh yeah, that's little things like when the captain's speaking to somebody and he stops and says, "Can you back the camera up a little bit?" Something like that, and little touches like that, a little break in the fourth wall. Not because that's what the show or the movie did, but because that's what it felt like when you were watching the show or the movie, that the camera was a little too close in some of the dramatic speech moments, and Erikson takes makes complete fun of that aspect of the making of the show. So not only is he parodying the storylines and some of the what some people might consider ridiculous storylines, but he's making something out of it that's, you know, the ridiculous upon the ridiculous. Um, so not only is he doing that, but he's also making fun of the way they made the shows and the way they shot the movies, and so um, yeah, it was quite entertaining in that aspect. And I'll admit I'm not a huge parody fan. It's not normally my thing. Erickson's uh, Erickson's prose was quite different in this book, and it was like I'm not sure if I would have recognized it as Steven Erikson if I didn't see the name on the cover. I'm not sure I would have known who wrote this, which of course, you know, uh, just tells you the skill that Erikson has when he's able to change up his prose in such a manner that you actually don't recognize, that you don't feel his style. With all his other stuff, with the River Awakens, I still felt that Erikson style, and the Rejoice, and when he moves into dark humor with the Bacalane and Cobra Broach novellas, um, it's a different style of Erikson writing, but it still feels like him. This Willful Child, um, maybe if you were to do side by side comparisons on certain aspects of things, that you might catch that it's Erikson's writing, but really he really went for something different, while parodying probably one of his favorite shows or genres or what have you. So keep all that in mind as you're reading this book. If you're still interested in this book, if you are a deep Star Trek fan, I think you will be. I think you'll appreciate the lore and knowledge that Erikson puts into it from those old shows, um, and the fun he has in making fun of it as well. So that's the delight. If you're a huge Star Trek nerd, I think you'll get a kick out of it. Hmm. So, um, what else to say about this book? I enjoyed it. I'm gonna try to finish off the next two by the end of the year. I'm not gonna jump into it right away, but I think it's one of those things that I'm gonna plop in, pace out stuff every now and then, and see if I can squeeze in the second one, which is what is the second one? The Wrath of Betty. uh, so Star Trek Two, The Wrath of Betty. Yeah. Okay. Uh, so we'll see when I'm able to squeeze that in. So what else about Willful Child specifically? Yeah, lots of in jokes, lots of playing with the fourth wall, lots of playing with the rules of the universe, because sometimes in the shows the rules just don't make sense, and so Erikson takes that not making sense and he makes something of it to make sense of the not making sense, and then ironically furthering the not making sense, if that makes any sense at all. uh, okay. All right, my head's starting to spin, so I'm gonna wrap this one up and say, uh, you know, barring all the caveats and quid pro quos, pick it up, check it out, see if you enjoy it. All right. With all that said, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Be good to each other, and thank you.